Mad Dog on the offensive end. 2 20-minute halves. As if you've been with us throughout the day, probably getting a hang of the club parameters. Is a nice feed in front and a low finish. Mad Dog gets on top first. This 2025 team. All uncommitted players. Face-off number 2 goes to Mad Dog, who pick it up. That first goal scored by Carter McGuire. Is Mad Dog back on the offensive end, up 1-0. Winding up the shot, goes back through X. Couple more touches. Shot deflected in front. Trickles towards the end line, backed up by Mad Dog. In cage. I believe it will be William Keegan or Michael Keegan. Dancing in front. Ends up touching the crease. Ryan Aldi couldn't keep the toes out, so 3 possession now for 3D New England. Player goes down once again on this slippery turf. Taken right back by Mad Dog, who hits the outlet on the clear. 3D New England recovers in for numbers. Into the middle, bounce shot, puts it on the turf, and it works out. Luke Barron, or excuse me, Gabe Feldman with the goal. Scoring for Mad Dog is they control the pace of this game early. Larrabee again. Loads up the dodge, this time to his left, thinks about it. Hockey stop, low shot, great placement. Low corner, offside stick, and just tucks it in that low corner. So hard to stop. And also with that hockey stop is able to make the goalie move because he's going one way and makes him have to come back. And sometimes for a goalie, it's hard. You're trying to always know where you are in that cage, but as you're stepping around, sometimes a player going over makes it tough on the other end as a ball soars wide. As I said this in earlier games, but if you're just joining us, one of the big things a lot of college coaches talk about is the difference between your starter and your backup sometimes isn't being overall better, or there isn't a clear, better goalie. Sometimes the difference is clearing. Who clears the ball better? Who runs the clear better? You'll notice a lot the veteran goalies are much better on the clear because they have command over their teams, and you're seeing it today as well. The strong goalies and a lot of times the stronger teams that have been together longer, much better at clearing the ball just overall from practice, chemistry, but also always helps to have a leader in cage that's going to help quarterback that clear. Keegan's doing a good job of that today. Strother takes it out of the crease and dishes it off to the short stick mid, who clears it to the other end on that one-man clear for Mad Dog. Fifth game here from the Pinnacle Lacrosse Championship on U.S. Club Lacrosse on YouTube. One more after this one. We'll take a break for about 45, 50 minutes, and then a final game of the day at 2:40. Feed in front. Karakovo from Montville TBWP High School, or Kalikova, excuse me. Finds nearing the end of this first half, 20 minutes running clock. Mad Dog trying to add another goal before the break. Hands free, shot goes wide. Dylan Sullivan with the rip. Coming from X, Liam Miller passes up top, and Keegan trying to run it out, and the whistle sounds for the first half. Mad Dog up on 3D New England at the half. 20 minutes gone. We got 20 more in the second half here of Game 5 on U.S. Club Lacrosse on YouTube. We'll step aside for a couple minutes and be back with the second half action. I'm still sticking with Keegan because the two goalies, both last name Keegan. Mad Dog on the offensive to start the half. Jump shot to the bottom corner. And a snipe from Dylan Sullivan to start things off in the second half. Mad Dog just adding on to their lead. Mad Dog, another, and 3D New England, both examples of the growth of this sport. I remember when I was in high school, 3D lacrosse was new at a point early on, or me going into high school. 3D lacrosse was new, and then there was 3D Virginia and 3D Colorado, and those were kind of the first two, and then it's expanded so much since. So now there's 3D New England and a ton of other 3D teams local to certain regions. There's 3D Georgia, 3D Carolina, a lot of different options now. And then same thing for Mad Dog, is Mad Dog came around a couple years ago, and it's no longer the days where there was kind of the big four, like Team 91, Mad Lax, 3D, and so on. There's a lot more high-level options. I mean, we've seen Tri-State today, 3D. DC Express is now one of the top clubs with some of the top teams in the country. Annapolis Hawks has always been very good, but they've almost taken an even bigger step up in recent years as another snipe goes to the low corner. Great shot placement from Mad Dog here today. So Mad Dog still with it. Feed in front. Collapse down on the check. Doesn't dislodge the ball, and an easy finish in front. Mad Dog adds on another. Action. And another successful clear for 3D New England, able to dictate some possession here, take pressure off their defense. In front, shot, they score. Big turn and back up top. Gallo receives it once again. Has the short stick. Goes to the right side, feeds in front on the crease. Beautiful play. With all the time that Mad Dog has had on the offensive end. But that offensive play was perfect. the dodge, draw the defender. Someone's open right on the crease. Find them, reap the reward. It's Mad Dog with a substantial lead now, pulling away from 3D New England here in the second half. After this, we'll take a one-game break, and then the final game streamed on U.S. Club Lacrosse at 2:40. So stick with us through the day, and then we'll have 4 games tomorrow starting at 9:40 with the semifinal for the 2025s. Or one of those semifinals, and then the final. Mad Dog just holding on right now as the feed in front and another great off-ball cut. The off-ball movement has been the biggest difference here. Looked fantastic on the offensive end, and another goal there for Carter McGuire, the off-ball cutter. So a big win for Mad Dog over 3D New England South, winning by a good amount and putting that one away pretty early, as we are all done with Game 5 here on U.S. Club Lacrosse. We're going to take a one-game break here from the Pinnacle Lacrosse Championship. Then we'll be back at 2:40 with the final game of the day. I'm Nick Kloss saying so long for just a bit. We'll see you for Game 6.